If you don't have all these permits and you start operating, it's illegal.
And you're suggesting that in their case, sometimes they have the lease but do not have the other permits that they require?
Yes. And in some areas, in some of the cases, especially the area that we raided them, it wasn't part of their lease. So was completely out of their lease.
And that's the argument, that they actually did apply to you for a permit. You denied them. So
Yes.
they've never entered the forest. They deny ever being close to anything.
Oh, we have the coordinates, we have the videos, and when we plot the coordinates, you know where they were actually working. So that you can deny, but we have the fact. We'll leave the law to take its course. We are in the process of those who were arrested. Some have been, they started arraigning some of them before court from Tuesday. Now, the next thing is we are putting together the directors, the names behind the registration of this equipment, these vehicles, and we'll forward the whole thing to AG for the law to take its course. So, I mean, they have every right to say whatever they want to say, but we will make sure the law takes its course.
Because they are the ones who are also now threatening to sue.
But, my brother, if you want to sue somebody, you just go ahead and sue. Why would you come and talk say that on radio? I mean, it's up to them, whatever they want to do. We will make sure the law takes its course.
Tell us exactly what were they doing wrong for which you have now withheld their license, and then you are also proceeding with prosecution.
Yes. So I think I mentioned this earlier on. The area in question where the raid was taking place, they don't have even a mining lease for the area. So it's illegal. Where they have a lease and they are working, they don't have the other permits to also work. So it also amounts to illegal.
I see. And this is because Akonta mining has been in the business for so long. They pointed that out, and they are right. And they, from your records, how long have they been in existence?
I need to check that. But I started working in the Minerals Commission in February.
Okay.
I have a work to do, and I'll make sure I'll do it properly.
And you're saying that they've been mining all these years without the requisite permits?
As far as I'm concerned, yes. With what I have in front of me, yes.
I see. Aside this, you've been doing other raids in other areas to tackle the scourge of mining, especially in forest reserves. The last time the minister was giving an update, it seems we have been able to rescue some of the forests from the activities of illegal miners. Do you have any forests left where you still have issues?
Yeah, I think we still have two forests, Desiri and Asinanyo are still tagged red. But the military is working together with the police. I'm sure we will be able to reclaim these forests in no time.
Okay. So two, where the military is planning to enter and deal with the illegalities.
Yes, the plans are underway, far advanced.
And the places where you've been able to clear out the illegal miners, are you actively monitoring them?
Yes, so the Forestry Commission, at least these areas have been given back to the Forestry Commission. But these things are a big force that we're dealing with. And those areas that have been reclaimed, there have been several attempts for these guys to try and re-enter. And if you could remember one of the stories, a Forestry Commission guy got stabbed and was battling for his life. He just got discharged recently. So the fight is ongoing, but trust me, we will win.
You win the fight.
We will win the fight.
That's a lot of confidence, because this is a fight that Nana Akufo-Addo and his administration fought for 8 years. And you've inherited that fight. What makes you
Yes,
confident that you win? How differently will you approach it?
it's the political willingness. The president has given us all the authority, all the support. And since we started this fight, nobody, not even a single call to my phone to say, this guy arrested, leave the guy or whatsoever. So that political willingness is what gives me the confidence that we can win this fight.
Oh, so you're seeing a lot of commitment at the top from your bosses. You are allowed a free hand to work.
Yes,
But how big is the job?
it's big, but we'll get it done.
How much of it can you say you've done thus far?
Oh, we with what you are hearing, it's just the beginning. But by the time we are through, Ghanaians will know that this problem is fixable.
Then there's the matter of, is it the Subri River Forest Reserve? The last time I checked, the illegal settlements were being cleared. The people were being driven out. So far, can you say you've been able to secure that forest?
Partly, yes, but there is still some amount of work to be done.
Partly.
Yes.
Because I
It's an
understand
ongoing fight. So you drive people, the next time there will be people will try to re-enter, but we will keep fighting. We are not stopping.
I see. Well, so that was on a fight against illegal mining. But now let me come to another issue that has attracted a lot of attention. The Damang mines of Goldfields, Ghana. I'm correct, right?
Yes.
What's the issue? They said the lease has expired, they just wanted to renew, and then you said no. Why?
Yeah, because something that was done 30 years ago, you can't just renew under the same terms of conditions. It's not possible. What we are trying to do is to get a better proposition for the people of Ghana. That's all.
A better proposition for the people of Ghana?
Yes.
Is that to suggest that you haven't ruled out renewing their lease?
No, so we've just came to an agreement. Initially when the issue came in, we rejected the application. We rejected the application based on some technicalities, which they wanted some amount of time to fix. But then, even if the application was complete, the law says the two parties, based on the condition the two parties agree, the lease may be renewed. So it means not necessarily the same conditions being extended. We will need to work through and agree on certain conditions before a renewal can be done. So we've gotten into a concession with them. A press statement was issued by the presidency yesterday. Goldfields themselves also released something. But I believe what has been put on the table serves Ghana much better than what they were trying to get from us.
So the challenge was they were trying to renew the lease under the old agreement.
Yes, and asking for another 30 years.
Oh, another 30 years under the agreement in which the first 30 years was signed.
Yes.
Okay. So the 1 year, what is it supposed to do? The 1 year that you're giving them?
So, you see, taking over a mine involves a lot of things. You've got environmental liabilities, closure liabilities. Some are in cash, some are in projects that needs to be done. So we considered all this, and then we ran some numbers. And the basis of that, we want to have the mine in a certain case, so that whoever takes over the mine would easily take off without actually having a lot of complications. So we've put some conditions together to the 1 year extensions, which Goldfields have accepted.
Okay. Okay. So for that 1 year extension, you're still saying they are still in the running if the offer is good?
No, so that 1 year is been accepted between the two parties.
Yes,
So,
I understand. In the long term, are they still in the running if they make the right offer?
um,
Or that's the end for Goldfields?
so for the discussion so far, after 1 year, the man reverts back to the people of Ghana next year.
This is the minorities' view, and I'm reading from one of the website, notable website, My Joy Online, says they wrote a letter criticizing many issues in the front, and I just want to read to you what they think about the Goldfields Ghana Limited matter. They describe the move as a failure to recognize the value of renegotiation over outright rejection. According to the signatories, government could have used the lease renewal as an opportunity to secure better terms for the country rather than taking an approach that risks driving out an established investor. They argue that such decisions are likely to have long-term consequences for revenue projections and capital retention in the sector. That you should have negotiated done the lease renegotiation rather than what seems to be a rejection from you. How do you respond to that?
You see, in this country, people try to write stuff without actually getting facts. I'm not sure who told them Goldfields was not given the opportunity to put a better proposition on the table. Who did? Instead, they went around, started to write letters and seeking public sympathy. But the right thing needs to be done. Look, if after this generation, the next generation comes and we couldn't do anything different to safeguard their future, they will blame us, and that we'll make sure that doesn't happen. So they were given the opportunity to put, if they had any better proposition rather than just outright renewal. They were given that opportunity. So I'm not sure why people would be writing things like that. And in any case, agreements 30 years ago cannot just be renewed today. It's not possible.
Are you saying that government will prefer to take over the mines rather than agree to something that is not in the interest of a country? In that regard, is government in the position to actually run the mine?
We have, I am confident we can run. I am confident we have a lot of Ghanaian business people who can run these mines. People have grown, people have learned. We have Ghanaian companies mining and working in other countries within West Africa. So why can't they do the job in their own country? So we have 1 year. That is why we put all these propositions together to make sure that when we take over the mine, whoever runs it, whether government or any Ghanaian entity, at least we have the value staying in this country.
But this one, the minority thinks about the long term. They said investors and potential investors are being informed that the state does not have skin in the game. This signals to the markets that Ghana is pulling back from its commitment to securing a bigger share of mining resources.
We are not the first to go through this route. South Africa has done it. Even the mines in Canada and all other places. We are not the first. But it's about time that we realize some good value from our mineral resources. If you look at the amount of money leaving this country and the amount of money we are going around the world to look for money, anybody anywhere will tell you we are stopping. But it's about time things changes. It's about time we are not the same 30 years ago. We are not the same. I think technology is much better in the country. Knowledge is better in the country. People have built capacity. We should be doing things differently.
And this is what the minority then cautions against. They're saying that this kind of language, the suggestion that the agreements being signed are not in favor of Ghana, are inflammatory and anti-investor. that if you continue saying those things, that the investors, those who are investing in the mines, are ripping you off, you are driving away these investors from Ghana.
My brother, we support investment. As we speak, there are new mines coming. JJ just bought at some. JJ is the sixth largest mining company in the world. Nuco is coming. There is another mine coming in around the Inche area. We are working on with all these people. But what we are saying is, those type of agreements cannot be in perpetuity. After a while, the country has to start seeing or realizing certain values as well.
I see. Then you also criticize the idea of you banning community mining. Is that the end to community mining?
No, because it doesn't serve the purpose. You go to community mining and the chief doesn't even know about the mining. The people, nobody within the community is involved in the mining. It's only a few people that has ganged up using this particular approach to enrich themselves. No. The government will be introducing what we call the cooperative mining society. But this time around, it will emanate from the grassroots upward. Before a license is issued, the chief approves of it, the opinion leaders approve of it, the MC in the area is aware, the regional minister in that region is aware, before anything is given. So if you are saying community mining, it should benefit the people within the community. Not somebody from Accra and then destroying another person's land to enrich himself. We call it community mining when the community is not involved. So it will be worked on. There is a committee that will put together a proper proposition to see that whatever we want to do, the community has to benefit. The people in the community have to benefit. We just want fair share for everybody, not a few enriching themselves.
You're saying that what they introduced as community mining before leaving power was actually ended up having nothing to do with the community.
It was a scheme for people to enrich themselves.
I see. But you're suggesting that because you have banned community mining, illegal mining has gone up.
No, so that is why we need to work through the processes and make sure we put proper guidelines for these things to go on.
And you said you will call it cooperative mining.
Yes.
Okay. Where the community will be involved, all the authorities at the local level will know of what is happening.
Exactly. So what we are trying to do is even change the licensing regime. It's not going to be from top to bottom. It will rather be from bottom-up approach, where the license starts from the district. Because we already have the music, which involves almost everyone who matters. The only thing is to add the chiefs and opinion leaders to some of these committees. And they decide the license to be given. So by the time the license gets to Accra for Minerals Commission to put a recommendation to the minister for a license, everybody is involved. Transparency will prevail and make sure that there is accountability as well.
You seem to be doing a lot, but anytime we have a conversation, civil society is of the opinion that there is one particular failure which the administration needs to address. That in order to succeed, you need a state of emergency declared, a total ban on small-scale mining. It's the fact that there's no ban in place affecting the activities you're undergoing.
So it's part of the consideration. A lot of work is being done, a lot of assessments, but I don't think it's a wholesale thing. There are certain sites you visit, and the guys are doing fantastic job. They've got their offices, they've got their clinics, the lands they've worked on, they've already reclaimed and started planting trees. People are doing good job. But these are few that, you can't see. So the banning, I'm sure would happen, but it would be on certain basis in certain areas based on what is happening. But we'll allow the committee and the team the minister have put together to do their work and give us the final recommendation on the way forward on this. But I don't think we should just blanketly do certain things. It has to have a basis. It has to have some science behind it to ensure that at least we're doing the right thing. But trust me, no one is sleeping on this. We will make sure things are done well.
And so far, from the work you have done and from your own assessment, do you necessarily need a state of emergency and a ban to succeed in this fight?
I think at some point we may have to do that in certain areas. But
okay.
Like I said, it shouldn't be blanket.
Okay. It's in some areas?
Yes.
Based on the assessment?
Based on the assessment, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, before you leave us, and I have to let you go, but before we do that, Nana Champon says I should ask you, please ask, is the state still taking 10% for the next 1 year? That's, I think, the mines.
So the conditions are basically almost the same, but we've asked them to do certain things, which will cost them a lot of money as well. For instance, they are commencing mining. The mining that they are going to do within the next 1 year, they're going to mine about 50 million tons, which only 3.2 or 3 point something, that is all. So in a way, they are stripping a lot of waste ahead for whoever takes up the mine. They are conducting a feasibility study, which is a huge capital project. They will continue with the feasibility studies and give the report, the technical report to Ghana to ascertain the future of the mine and what we can do to extend the life of the mine in the mine. The other thing we are doing is we're putting together a transition agreement and a transition team. So they will be working alongside government people, where at the end of the 1 year, it is going to be more or less a seamless transition without any break anywhere. So whether the state or a Ghanaian entity takes over, you would have some amount of life to work before the bigger capital is invested. So yes, it's still the free take interest will still be 10, but there is more work and more expenditure that has been put on the shoulders of Goldfields before the 1 year.
I see. And I said I was ending up, but let me conclude on one note. The Minerals Commission you walk into does not have the best reputation when it comes to the public. And I guess you know that. Because the suggestion has been your institution, the commission has just, and you walked into it recently. But before then, I guess you've seen the problem that they were just issuing licenses like confetti, most of which were issued to people who were actually in the government that passed through third parties with very poor monitoring. So they have actually, your commission has actually been one of the biggest facilitators when it comes to illegal mining, that it is your activities, if they are looked at and your monitoring improved, perhaps you can do better. And if your licensing regime is also looked at, that makes the situation. Do you admit the criticism that the Minerals Commission you have walked into is not fit for purpose, really?
Oh, we have issues, but that is why we are rewriting the story. So we will indulge the patience of the public to allow us to work. But I'm sure it's a good institution. We just need to work a little bit differently and much better to improve on our credibility. But that work is ongoing.
Mr. Tando, thank you very much for speaking to us.
Sure.
Isaac Andrew Stando is Deputy CEO, Small Scale and Industrial Minerals at the Minerals Commission, joining us on the line. It's 50 minutes past 9 in the studios of Radio Gold 90.5 FM, and you don't know how difficult it was for me not to mention AEC's name, but